Alrighty, here we've got Tomb Raider Remastered 4, 5, and 6 on Xbox Series X. I previously covered this for the Otaku Authority. Figured I'd go ahead and do a little bit of a video here for the channel. If you want a more in-depth review of all three of these games, head over to the website and check out the article. Would appreciate it. I'll leave a link to the article in the description down below. You want to check that out. So here we got Tomb Raider Last Revelation. This is the fourth game in the series. So we've got new game. We've got the Times exclusive. I believe this was a DLC pack specifically for this game. I don't recall it ever coming out on another platform originally. But let's go into a new game here. So this game is a little bit different. In this game, you start out playing as Lara Croft when she was a lot younger. So that was kind of an interesting take on the game. This was released on PS1, PC, and the Dreamcast. You can go between the original graphics, which obviously look dated and horrible, to remastered, which look really, really good. So this first part of the game, you have to follow your mentor around, and quite honestly, the dynamic between these two is questionable. I will leave it at that. Um, yeah. This is a pretty cool game. It's kind of the tutorial level, kind of getting her bearings. Um, and I'm not gonna ruin the storyline of the game, but he's not a great guy. Let's put it that way. The relationship's questionable. He's not a great guy, and that's about all I'll say on that. But that professor guy is Laura's mentor, and kind of got her started on her journey. But yeah, this last revelation looks great, and I just totally died. That was cool. Um, but yeah, the game looks great. I love the graphics. I love the fact that it always got remastered. Let's take a look at the Times exclusive, the DLC, if you will, the expansion to the game. I love how you can swap between the graphics. It's great. I love it just on the fly. It's just to show you how far graphics have come. Again, I don't recall this coming out on other platforms. I think this was originally maybe on PC, and then obviously for this collection here. And the game looks absolutely stunning. And for those not familiar with the series, this is a series of action adventure platforming games heavy on puzzle and exploration elements. Just kind of figure things out. You have a series of weapons you can obtain that'll help you to take out enemies, whether that be scorpions or skeletons or any other creatures that may find their way to you in the depths of the tombs and caverns and things that you explore through your gameplay here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next game in the series, which is Tomb Raider Chronicles. Now, this is a little bit different. So you don't have any expansion pack or expansion or DLC to this. You just have this base game. This game was released on PC and PS1. And this game is a little bit different. So this game has you playing as Lara Croft, obviously, but this is actually her adventures in this game are told by her friends and her family at her memorial. So that's kind of a bit different. So with that in mind, you're gonna play. You're gonna see aspects of previous games creep into this one, while at the same time being its own experience, which I think is kind of unique and fun. And again, just like the previous games, you can swap between the graphics and the time on the fly, which is really nice. As I previously stated in a previous video here, I believe it was for the first collection that I covered. Sometimes you want to swap between the two because maybe you'll find that the older graphics allow you to see things a bit better than you would otherwise. Because the newer graphics with the increased shadows can cause things to be harder to see. Whereas with the original release, you don't have that problem. But you can really see the graphical enhancements here. So If I were to go ahead and swap to the enhanced graphics, actually, I'll show you. Not right here. It's actually up here.
To leap this short distance, walk to the edge.
Oh, come on. Come on, Laura. I may have to swap to 10 controls here. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna swap to 10 controls right now, but I can't do it. Where is my? There we go. There we go. Okay, options, control, tank control. Okay. Sometimes tank controls are a lot easier to utilize than traditional controls when it comes to some of these platforming elements in these older games. So I'm glad they're here. Now, if you've never played these games on the original platforms, which tank controls were the only option, uh, you may find it just simply fine being playing with modern controls, and you may find the tank controls just too primitive, which I can understand that. But even the tank controls, I'm having a tough time getting this platform down. All right, let's actually swap back to the traditional controls here. See if I can just maybe slow it down a bit. There, I'll just crawl over the edge. There we go. That'll work, right? Oh, she flipped. Of course she did. All right, we're going to just move on. Actually, to the next game. So this next game in the series, this is the 6th game in the series. This is a Tomb Raider: Angel of Darkness. This game is pretty cool. So just like with Chronicles, there's no extra content to it. It's just the base game. But this game was actually released on PC and PS2. And that's the only platforms it was released on. And this is a little bit different than what than we saw with the previous releases. So in this one, it's more of a it feels. I mean, it's obviously Tomb Raider, but it feels more along the lines of like Resident Evil in a way. And there's a bit more exploration. You've got fixed camera angles at times, which again is very reminiscent of Resident Evil, like right here. Now it was in the other games as well, but I think it's more prevalent here in this one. And you can pick up items that'll help you solve puzzles. And I'm not supposed to do that. But yeah, maybe Resident Evil's a wrong comparison, but this just feels different when looking at this game versus the other games in the series. And maybe just because it's on PS2 originally, I'm not entirely sure where the next step for me is between the previous games and this one. I just feel that this game is just so much different than its predecessors that it just, I don't know, it feels less like Tomb Raider. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all. This game is a wonderful game. I'm very happy to have it in this collection. I don't care for the mandatory tutorials, though. It's kind of annoying. But this game looks amazing. It looks really, really good. Here is the original PS2 graphics. Not bad, actually. But then you got the remastered graphics. So, I mean, it looks like everything is giving a little bit of polish, I feel like. With mainly Laura being... can I not... There we go. Come on, can I not go through... Should be able to go through that window. There we go. But yeah, mainly Laura being what really looks different. Night and day, really. But yeah, this is um, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness, originally on PS2. Wonderful to see it on modern platforms. This collection, like the previous one, is available on PC via Steam, PS5, Xbox Series X, and even Switch. So let's been a look at Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 remastered on Xbox Series X. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. If you want to take a more in-depth look at the game, feel free to head over to the Talk Authority and check out my article over there. Would appreciate it. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. As always, until next time, take care and happy gaming.